A very warm welcome, dear CA Foundation student. The most common query of all the students in law is how to write the answer. What is the exact format for writing the answer and how to arrive at the answer? Well, if you have all these queries, then this video is just for you, because here we are going to discuss three very important questions from the Partnership Act, and I will teach you how to frame the answer from the question itself. What is expected to be written, how it is to be written, what are the keywords expected by the examiner, and in the end, you will also find these self-assessment questions which you will solve on your own. I have provided space to you, and there are sample answers with which you can check your solution. I will also share with you the marking scheme for this. I'm sure you must be wanting this document, yes? So don't worry, I'm going to share it with you. Link is in the description box, but listen to the video first, understand how the answers are to be written, and only then pause the video and go and download that from the link given in the description box. So students, these questions are from my law compiler. Law compiler is a compilation of all the past exam questions, study material, RTP, MTP questions arranged unit wise. And the beauty of this compiler is that all the answers are given in the format as expected in the exam. So we have divided the answer into 4 parts: provisions, facts of the case, analysis, and conclusion. So now you no longer need to worry on your own, or you need to decide on your own what is to be written where. I have done that work for you so that you can quickly know what is to be written in provisions, facts, analysis, and conclusion. You can purchase this compiler from my website capreetiaggarwal.com. Link is given in the description box. We also have a combo with this compiler. We have a combo of compiler and the revision podcast. We have a combo of the main law book with the revision podcast. So go for a good quality content and score exemption in this exam. So guys, let us discuss the first question. I will highlight the keywords for you, and I will also show you how you can on your own arrive at the solution just by reading the question. Okay, so I will train you on how to attempt these answers. Now, the revision videos are already available on my YouTube channel, so you can go and watch the revision video. These are the latest revision videos for May 23 and November 23 attempts. So go and watch those videos first before you start discussing or solving the questions. Okay, now let us read the first question, and from the question itself I will train you how to arrive at the solution. The first question is: Mr. XU and Mr. YU are partners in a partnership firm. Mr. XU introduced MU. Now this is an RTP November 2019 question. It is the first question from my compiler book. So Mr. XU and YU, they are partners in a partnership firm. XU introduced MU as a partner to ZU. Now there are so many parties involved. While reading the question itself in my answer sheet, I will make a small note for myself so I know what is going on exactly in the question. I will not read the entire question and then reread it and try to find the solution. I will try to make my own notes while reading the question itself. This will save a lot of time in the exam. Now, Mr. XU and Mr. YU, they are partners. So this is the first information that I could gather by reading the first line of this question. So XU and YU, they are partners. Now, XU has introduced MU, who is an employee, as a partner. Okay, he's an employee, but he has been introduced as a partner to ZU, a supplier, a trader. Okay. Now, I'm very clear about what is happening in the question now. So, Mr. XU and YU, they are partners. XU introduced MU, an employee, as a partner to ZU, a supplier. Let's read further. MU remained silent when he was being introduced. Immediately, it should strike you that in this case, if he is remaining silent, he will be treated just like a partner. He will be treated as a partner by estoppel or partner by holding out. Section number 28 of the Indian Partnership Act. So these are the notes which I have started making. That this question is based on section 28 of the Indian Partnership Act 1932. And I will explain partner by estoppel or partner by holding out. Okay, so this is something which you should immediately recall while reading the question, that I need to write the provisions of section 28. Let's read further. Now, the trader, believing MU as a partner, supplied 50 laptops to the firm on credit. All right, after the expiry of the credit period, ZU did not get the amount from the partnership firm. He filed a case against XU and MU, with whom he had entered into a contract. Is MU liable? Okay, is MU liable for this purpose? So, for this contract, can we hold MU also liable? Yes. What is your answer? He will be liable. He is partner by estoppel. He is considered as partner by holding out. He remains silent. Okay, so it means by his conduct he is giving an impression that he is the partner. So if you are a partner, you're giving yourself, you're holding out your holding out to be a partner, you will be liable for this particular transaction. So yes, the trader can file a case against XU as well as MU. MU will be considered as a partner by holding out. So what exactly do we need to write in this answer? Now, as per section 28, okay, so this is very important for exam. You have to write the section number in this question, because ICI is expecting you to know this section number. So as per section 28, you also have to write the name of the act, of the Indian Partnership Act 1932. See where the commas are placed. As per section 28 of the Indian Partnership Act, comma, 1932, comma, this is how you are supposed to write. A person will be held liable as a partner by estoppel or holding out if he himself represents himself to be a partner. He says, I am a partner. This is known as active representation. Or he allows someone else to represent him as a partner. That is known as tacit representation. So there may be either active representation or tacit representation, and on the basis of this representation, the third party gives credit to the firm. Okay, so it is either active or tacit representation, and the third party, relying on this, has given credit to the firm. So even though that other person is not a partner, he will be treated just like a partner. He is a partner by estoppel or partner by holding out. So this theory, you will find this in my main law book. Okay, so this if suppose you want to save time, so you have already studied this from the main law book, you need not learn it again, you have already studied that. So this is from the main law book, you can use the exact same wordings. The facts of the case are to be written in your own words. Okay, so here you will create facts like XU and YU, they are partners. See, this is what I had written over here. They are partners. XU introduced MU as an employee as a partner to ZU. ZU, believing him to be a partner, supplied 50 laptops to the firm. The firm failed to pay for those laptops. This has to be written briefly in your own words. Okay, it has to be written briefly in your own words. Now, what is the analysis? Analysis is basically the solution. Okay, this is the solution. When XU introduced MU, an employee, as a partner, MU remained silent. Now, this I found from the question itself. Okay, I have just written it in my own words. When XU introduced MU, an employee, as his partner, MU remained silent. See, I have to give few facts and arrive at the solution. So this first sentence is from the question itself. MU remained silent. Hence, now comes my explanation. Hence, MU, the employee, is also liable for the price because he becomes a partner by estoppel. He becomes a partner by holding out as per section 28. Even though he's not a partner. Now, this is something which I have already written over here, and this is just a repetition. Okay, now ICAI has not given you the answer in this format in their RTP. This is the format which I have created, and these are the provisions which I have mentioned, so that you can directly write this answer in the exam. Okay, so what I have mentioned over here, okay, this is repeated over here. See, even though he is not a partner, he will be responsible to the outsiders as if he is a partner. He is considered as partner by holding out or partner by estoppel. So there is absolutely no worry that you should undertake, because everything is from the question itself. This is something which you must have already studied from the textbook. This you have to write in your own words. The first sentence is from the textbook itself. The last sentence is a repetition of what I have written in the provision. Only and only one sentence is something which you need to frame on your own. So I don't think writing the questions, answering these questions is difficult in the exam if you know the right technique. So in this case, MU is also liable for the price, because they have asked this question, is MU liable for the price? You will say yes, he is liable for the price. Okay, so this is the first question. Now in my compiler, the 11th question, very important, minor, okay, minor, section 30. This is extremely important for theory question. The framing will be like a case based question, but it is actually the theory which they are expecting you to write. Theory will be written in point format with proper headings. Now, though a minor cannot be a partner in the firm, he can be admitted for the benefits of the partnership. See, partnership is the relation. It is based on a contract. Yes, partnership is the relation based on a contract. There has to be a partnership deed. Is minor capable of contracting? No, minor cannot enter into a valid contract. And since partnership is the result of an agreement, minor cannot be a partner. However, he may be admitted for the benefits of the firm. Okay, he may be admitted only for the profits of the firm with the consent of all the partners. Now, what are his rights and liabilities? Okay, so they have asked you to write the rights and liabilities of a minor partner, both at the time before attaining majority and after attaining majority. So you have to write the rights which can be enjoyed as a minor partner, but liabilities of a partner when he is a minor, and liability after attaining majority. Okay, so it is a theory question. You just have to write an introduction first, that minor is not capable of contracting. Any agreement with minor is void, and not just voidable. Okay, it is void. This is the answer which has been given by ICAI. So minor cannot be liable. Any agreement with minor is void. So minor cannot become a partner in the partnership firm. However, he may, with the consent of all the partners, be admitted to the benefits of the firm. So he can be given a share in the profits of the firm. Okay, but it has to be done with the consent of all the partners. Now, what are the rights which can be enjoyed by a minor partner, and what are his liabilities? See, I have written everything in point format, and this is how you will also write it in the exam. Now, what are the rights which he will enjoy? I have also written the liabilities of a minor partner before attaining majority. Then what will happen when he attains the majority, and if he wants to become a partner and he doesn't want to become a partner, the liability is mentioned separately. Now, what are the rights of a minor partner? So he has a right to share in the profit and property of the firm as may be agreed upon. He has a right to access the books of accounts, but only books of accounts and no other books. This is to preserve the secrecy, to keep the secrets in the firm itself. He can file a case against the other partners if he is not given his share of profit, but the case can be filed only when he decides to sever his connections with the firm. So this is just a theory question. You must have already studied that. What are the liabilities before attaining majority? Because they had asked us to write before and after attaining majority separately. Now, what are the rights before attaining majority? What are the liabilities? Sorry. He is liable. Okay, minor is liable, but only to the extent of his share in the profit and property of the firm. His liability is limited. He is not personally liable. Because he is not personally liable, he cannot be declared as an insolvent. Okay, so he is not personally liable. It is confined only to the extent of his share in the profit and property of the firm. Since he is not personally liable, he cannot be declared as an insolvent. Now, what after attaining majority? See, within 6 months of attaining majority, or he gained the knowledge that he had been admitted for the benefits of the firm. So within 6 months of him gaining knowledge, whichever is later, he has to decide whether he wants to become a full-fledged partner or not, and whatever is his decision, he will have to give a public notice. If he fails to give a public notice, then he will be considered as a full-fledged partner on expiry of the said 6 months. So that is something which you need to write. Now this depends on how much time you have and how you can frame it. What are the liabilities of a minor after he attains majority and he wants to become a partner? Okay, so he elects to become a partner. His rights and liabilities are going to remain the same. The only difference is earlier he was not personally liable. Now he will be personally liable. And yes, if he wants to become a partner, then his share in profit and property, everything will remain the same. Only difference is now he will be personally liable for all the acts done when he was admitted to the benefits of the firm. He cannot say that no, this was the loan when I was a minor, I am not liable. You will be liable. Earlier also you were liable, your liability was limited. Now the only difference is that it is now you're personally liable. So whatever, let's say for example that the firm had taken a loan from the bank of rupees 4 lakhs. The firm could pay only rupees 1 lakh. 3 lakh is still outstanding. He will be liable. Now he will be personally liable. He cannot argue that this was the loan when I was a minor. He will be liable if it is outstanding. He will now in fact be personally liable. Personal assets are also liable. But what if he decides not to continue as a full-fledged partner? Then his rights and liabilities will remain the same up to the date of public notice. He has decided to leave the firm. He doesn't want to continue. He can even file a case if he was not given his share of property. Okay, his share will be liable only for the, his share will not be liable for the acts done after the date of public notice. Yes, we agree. Now that he has decided to leave the firm, he can also file a case against the other partners if he is not given his share of profit. Okay. So this is basically a theory question. Now, how will they rate you? This will be mostly for 5 marks. And equal weightage will be given for the liabilities before attaining majority, after attaining majority. And this is quite a lengthy answer. It can also be asked as a 6 to 7 mark question. Then we have another very interesting question. A, B, C, they are partners. Okay, A, B, C. Now please wait, because at the end of this session, I am going to show you how and from where you can download these notes. Now, A, B, C, they are partners in a firm called ABC firm. A, with the intention of deceiving D, the supplier of office stationery, by certain stationery on behalf of the firm, but it was used in the stationery was of use in the ordinary course of business. It means that the firm was using the stationery. There was need for buying the stationery in the ordinary course of business. A does not give the stationery to the firm. Instead, he brings it for his own use. D, the supplier, who is unaware of the private use of stationery, claims the price from the firm. The firm refuses to pay on the ground that the stationery was never received by the firm. Is the firm's contention tenable, or are they liable to pay for this stationery? Now, the stationery was never used by the firm. It was used by one of the partners. So will the firm be liable for this act of partner? I have given you the hint. They have also asked, what would your answer be if part of the stationery was delivered to the firm and the rest of the stationery was used by him for private use, about which neither the firm nor the partner nor the supplier was aware? What do you think? Is this within his implied authority? Is he authorized to purchase the stationery? Yes, he is. It is within his implied authority. Now, implied authority is discussed under section 19. Yes, it is discussed under section 19. Authority means the power of the partner to bind the firm. Does he have the power? Does he have the implied authority? Yes, for implied authority, there are 3 questions which you need to ask. The first is, was this act done in the name of the firm? Does the act relate to normal business of the firm? Yes. Was it done with the intention of binding the firm? If these 3 questions are answered positively, if the answer is yes, then the firm will be liable for this act of the partner. It means the firm will have to pay the third party. But yes, the firm can recover later on. They can recover the money from the defaulting partner, but they cannot leave the third party to recover money from the partner. The firm will be liable to the third party for these implied acts of the partner, but yes, the firm can later on recover that money from the defaulting partner. So what I need to write is something about implied authority. Okay, then I also need to write section 19. I also need to write when will the firm be liable. Okay, when will the firm be liable? The act must relate to the normal business of the firm. So was this in the ordinary course? Yes, that hint is given in the question itself. Is this act done in the usual way of carrying on business? Yes, we place the order on the letterhead, and the person was authorized to place the order. He was one of the partners. It was an ordinary course of business. He has done the act in the firm's name, or he has intention of binding the firm. The part over here, see, he buys stationery on behalf of the firm. It shows that he had intention to bind the firm. So now in this case, even though he uses that stationery for his personal use, the firm will be liable to the third party. Then later on, the firm can recover that money from the defaulting partner. So what will I write in the answer? I will have to first mention implied authority. I'll have to mention the section number. I will have to mention the circumstances wherein the firm will be liable. So the act relates to the normal business of the firm. The act is done in the usual way of carrying on the business, and the act is done in the firm's name or with some intention to bind the firm. So the authority is conferred by the act under implied authority. So in this case, the partner will hold the firm liable. Facts I will write in my own words very briefly. Now, please note how the answer is mentioned over here. Because in the question, there were two sub-questions, sub-question 1 and 2. Therefore, in my analysis and conclusion, I will also answer in this manner. It is very important. Many students make mistake. This is the numbering which was given in the question, so I will also use the same. So the firm's contention is not tenable. They cannot avoid the payment to third party. For the reasons that third party in the usual course of business, there is an implied authority. So the firm will be liable. In the second case also, my answer will remain the same. I cannot, leave the third party high and dry. In this case, the implied authority will bind the firm. However, yes, this is also important. The firm can later on take action against A and recover. They can take action against the partner and recover the price of stationery that they have paid to the supplier. But they will have to pay the money to the supplier. They can later on file a case and recover the money from A. So this solution is very important. So maximum marks will be given for the provisions and for the analysis. Okay, so you can consider that if this is a 5-mark question, 2.5 marks will be allotted for the theory and 2.5 marks will be allotted for your analysis and conclusion. All right, so this was the answer. There is one more question. Moni and Tony. This is a May 22 RTP question. They were partners in the firm. They admitted Sony as the partner who is actively engaged in the day-to-day activities of the firm. There is a tradition in the firm. Tradition in the firm. Okay, it means there is a usage or wrong spelling. There is a usage or trade custom. So it means that I need to write something about trade custom. That all the active partners, now this is very important, all active partners, which shows that over here he was engaged in day-to-day activities. This shows that he was an active partner. You see how I'm trying to find the answer while reading the question itself. So active partners were getting monthly remuneration of 20,000 rupees, but there was no express agreement. So it means in my answer, in my mind, I have started framing the answer. That remuneration, I'll write it over here. See, remuneration cannot be claimed as a matter of right. It means आप हक से नहीं मांग सकते. Okay, it cannot be claimed as a matter of right. It will be given only when there is either an express agreement or when there is some usage, that is trade custom. So only when these two conditions are satisfied, you will get remuneration. Now he was an active partner. It was a trade custom that all active partners will receive remuneration. There was no express agreement. Follow the trade custom. So because he was actively involved, he will be entitled to remuneration. Remuneration will be covered under section 13, which discusses the rights and liabilities of the partners. All right, my answer is ready. After admission, the existing partners, that is Tony and Moni, they were continuing to get salary from the firm, but no salary was paid to Sony. Sony claimed his remuneration, but he was denied by the existing partner, saying that there was no express agreement. So can Sony claim remuneration? Yes. My answer is ready. While reading the question, I formulated the answer. So by virtue of section 13, okay, partner is not entitled to receive remuneration. It cannot be claimed as a matter of right. आप हक से नहीं मांग सकते. But this can always be varied by an express agreement or usage of trade. So your partner will get an remuneration if there is a trade custom. So he can claim remuneration even in the absence of a contract, okay, when such remuneration is payable under continued usage of trade. So if there is a trade custom, yes, he will be entitled. So where it is customary to pay remuneration, he can claim remuneration even in the absence of agreement. So this is my answer. How can he claim remuneration? If there is either an express agreement or usage, he will get remuneration because there is a trade custom over here. Okay. Analysis, where it is customary to pay remuneration, he can claim. Now this I picked up from my theory itself. It's just a repetition. Sony was admitted as a working partner. Okay, he was an active partner. He is entitled to remuneration just like other partners. So what is my conclusion? What have they asked? Can he claim remuneration? My answer will be yes, Sony can claim remuneration. So that is my conclusion. See, whatever they ask you in the question, can he claim remuneration? I will say yes, he can claim remuneration. So students, this is how you will answer the question. I hope you got an idea. Now, these are self-assessment questions with answers. Okay, I have given you model answers also. So you can check your answer. I have also provided space so that you can take a printout and you can solve these questions on your own. Now, how to download this? So here you will visit my website capreetiaggarwal.com. In the video lectures, go to CA Foundation, Business Laws and BCR. Over here, you will find a download notes section. So from there, you can just fill in your details and download this worksheet. I'm also going to upload such question answer discussion and practice questions for other acts. So once you download these notes, you will get the drive link and automatically all the notes will be uploaded in that drive link. So this is just a one-time registration. Just go to the business laws and BCR product. Over there, download notes and you can download the notes. Okay, so students, this was our discussion on questions from Indian Partnership Act. I will next upload a video on the question discussion for Sale of Goods Act. So I'll see you there, but before leaving, do subscribe to my channel and also visit my website capreetiaggarwal.com for books, lectures, podcast and test series.